Hey, what up, guys? Welcome to video 2 of 30, helping you get your first deal. 30 ways in 30 days to get your first deal. Today, I was going to talk about inexpensive ways to get lead sources, but I think what's more important than that is just understanding that there is real opportunity in any market that you're in to get your first deal. So, essentially, if you don't have your mind right during this next 30 days, you're not going to get your first deal. So, the first mindset you need to have is an abundance mindset. And the easiest way I can help you do that is not only link the video of where I made some crazy shit happen in terms of finding a hard to find deal and seller in the description below, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about situations where you can help sellers, provide value to sellers that have situations that pretty much they deem as hopeless, but people that don't even know they want to sell at all. So my situation was I had a seller that he wasn't even a seller at this point in time. This guy had been in the nursing home for 3+ years and didn't even know the shape of his property. If you watch the video below, you'll see the condition of his property, and you'll really understand just how bad it was. I mean, this place had mold in it. This place had rodents in it. People had broken in, vandalized the place. This place was really, really, really outdated. And what I did was I went to him and I said, "Hey, did you know that this is the condition of your property?" And he was under the impression that his property had been kept up by his girlfriend. And turns out, she only went there to pick up the mail. And the neighbors, this is a high, I'm not gonna say, it's not gonna say, I'm not gonna say a high class neighborhood, but it's a nice suburban neighborhood. And just kids will be kids. They broke in, vandalized the place, took some of the stuff that he had in there and just pushed the refrigerator down, pushed book. This guy was a teacher too, man. He had thousands of books in that house. I mean, half of his house was filled up with books, and all the bookshelves were pushed down. And on top of that, the roof hadn't been updated in about 20 years, so you can imagine just the amount of dampness and just over time how much mold could build up in that place. I mean, in the basement, 4 feet high of mold was in that place, and I probably should have went in there without a mask. I probably had like damage to my lungs right now. I'm kind of coughing thinking about it, but that's besides the fact. There is situations like that out there that where you look at the tax map or you look at skip tracing them, it will say this person lives in that house, and you know for a fact that you can ask neighbors for situations like this. You can, you got to be creative with situations where you see that the tax map, or you see that when you skip trace it that it says that someone lives at a specific place, and you know for a fact they don't. Like I just stated earlier, all you have to do is talk to the neighbors, and something as easy as that is going the extra mile. A lot of things in life really is just about going the extra mile, and you will find a lot of deals like that. So, for instance, the business in my city that makes $1 million+ a year, right? Um, that's awesome. But at the same time, when you're that big, when you're that scaled, you're not able to find things like that. You may just send out that piece of mail to that house, you know, month on year, and you're never going to get in contact with them. And the reason why you're never going to get in contact with them is just because they literally aren't receiving your mail. Um, and so what you can do is literally go with a small niche, more caring approach, provide value that way. Find the person by contacting neighbors, by being more resourceful, because you, instead of having all this money to spend on marketing, you have more time. So then at that point you can be more nimble, and at that point you can just, I mean, you can go to Google. If you know they're in a nursing home, you can go to Google. You can there's things like skip tracing, talking with neighbors, so many different ways you can do that. But if you think that that you're too small of a fish to to swim with a shark, then you are too small, and then you should just this series probably isn't for you. But if you think that you can get your first deal within the next 30 days, continue on. I promise you, I'm going to be providing you with the tips, tools, strategies. These aren't the only tips and tools and strategies, but I feel that this is the best content that is going to help you get your first deal within the next 30 days. So what my challenge is for you today is go out there. This is a really simple, inexpensive way um, to to basically get deals that no one else is gonna find. Is I want you to go out there. There's actually two things you can do. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you don't know what driving for dollars is, basically it's probably the best inexpensive way to get leads. And Yeah, I actually took a challenge that I don't know if you guys know who Jalen White is, but Jalen White is a wholesaler that's killing out there in the Phoenix area. So basically, he had a video about maybe a year ago where he said it. This was a challenge to get a deal within 30 days, kind of like this one, but I'm doing a video every day. And he said to go out there, and if you do these things, then you will get, your first deal. So I'm gonna link that in the description box too. So basically, it consisted of driving for dollars, putting things on Facebook, Zillow, and etc. Craigslist. And what I did was I did the driving for dollars thing every single day. I'm gonna challenge you to do the same thing. Go out there and get 5 houses that you think that look distressed. Things with high grass, things with um, things that are boarded up, ugly houses basically. Get those under contract and then see if you can go ahead and look at the tax map, see if they live in the house or if they don't live in the house, um, and then go ahead and contact them, because these bigger, clunkier companies aren't doing things like that. And if you do this enough, you will get your first deal. There's a bunch of more ways to do it. I'm gonna describe to you in a video here in the short future of the most inexpensive ways to get your first deal. I know a lot of you guys are waiting on content like that, but that is your homework for today. Go out there, do some driving for dollars a day. When you're on your way to work, go out there and look for things that are boarded up. Maybe drive a different way to work. Look at things with high grass. Maybe a tree fell on the house. I don't know what you're gonna find out there in your city. I've seen a house in my city where a house had a tree just fall on top of it. So I mean, that might look intimidating to you. You might think nobody wants that, but you never know what some of these other investors can do when you give them a deal. You don't know if he has a connect on a lumber company or a roofing company. You don't know if this guy can he's a developer, if he can build the house from the ground up, and that tree just looks like a small problem, when to you're just judging it to make it something bigger than what it really is. But yeah, man, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the content. Really change your mindset. Get out there today. Find something that is pretty much like something that's rough looking. Get it written down. Go ahead and go to your tax map. Find out who it is. There's plenty of opportunity out there. These bigger companies can't do it, but you're going to get your first deal within the next 30 days, all right? So subscribe if you haven't already. Enjoy the challenge for today, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, peace.